Yeah, it's cold.
Okay.
Alright, bye buddy.
Wait, where are you going? Why? It's okay.
Love you.
Why?
Love you. Love you. I love you.
I love you too.
It's okay. Love you. Love you.
Has no patience, look at his face and in his eyes. He's been way bound to the die. Always taking chances, all those conversations. Don't know if I'll make it, don't know why he even tries. Say, oh, I am a believer. Oh, don't know how I'll be if I'm not free to take a lead. Oh, I am a believer. Oh, ground beneath my feet, but I don't flee 'cause I believe.
So, if you haven't figured it out yet, the kids and Jody are on their way to Aruba alone because I am terribly irresponsible, and yesterday at 4 p.m. realized that my passport expired in September. So the plan is hopefully I have an appointment at this passport agency in Philly. I can go there at 8:30 this morning and get a passport, hopefully by today, so that I can leave tomorrow. I looked up some things on the internet and it says that I can do it. We'll see what happens. And I guess while I'm there, probably gonna play some online poker in Philly for the day and then fly out to Aruba tomorrow. All right, so we did it. They got it done super fast. So I guess this is a little hack for you. If you screw up and you don't have your passport, go to the passport office and the very nice people there will take care of you. So I got my passport here. I was able to book a flight to get in at 10 o'clock tonight to Aruba. Gonna be a layover in Miami and stuff, but I'm gonna be there at least, and I'll get there like 8 hours after Jody and the kids get there. All right, back at the house now, have the passport, waiting for an Uber. While I was at the passport office, I did get a few hands in on Pokerstars Pennsylvania. So a couple interesting hands to talk about. Played 3 tables, one 50 cent a dollar, one 1-2, and one 2-5. At the 50 cent a dollar table, it folded around to the button, who min raised to $2. I put in a 3-bet with ace king offsuit from the small blind to $8, and he made the call. The flop came down jack 8-6, all diamonds. I have the ace of diamonds in my hand, so nut flush draw. I go ahead and bet $5, and the player makes the call. The turn's a 6, so bottom pair board, bottom, what am I trying to say? The bottom card pairs the board. And I decided to just jam it in. He's got $32 left, a little bit over a pot size bet. Gonna apply maximum pressure here to a lot of his hands, so I got him just jam. He snap calls, unfortunately, because he has king 6 offsuit, so he's got trips. A little bit of loose play here happening in the Pennsylvania online streets, but that's okay. We still have a diamond to get there, but we don't get there on the offsuit 5, and he wins that pot. Next hand comes from the 2-5 table. Now, I don't have any reads on any of these players, no information at all. Folds around to the player in the small blind. He raises to $15, so 3 times the big blind. I'm in the big blind with jack 10 of spades, and I can either call or 3-bet. I decided to make a call. We take the flop. Comes down jack 8-4 with 2 hearts and a diamond. And he checks, and I bet $10 into 30, so 1/3 of the pot, and he makes a pretty quick call. The turns, the deuce of diamonds, bringing backdoor diamonds, and when he checks, I decide I want to make a larger bet here. I think I'm going to get called by a lot of hands still. I bet $65 into 50. He thinks a little bit and then makes it $150, so a little bit over a min raise. This doesn't really make too much sense. I don't really know what to make of it. You'd think that he would be betting a lot of his really strong hands on the flop, or check raising them versus the sizing, and the 2 should not really change much for him. So I'm obviously going to call and continue and then decide on some rivers. The river's an offsuit ace, and he bets $135. And now it just doesn't feel like I can beat many hands at all. Feels like it's pretty likely that he turned an ace-high flush draw and then made a pair of aces on the river, something like that. And I am getting a really, really good price, but it just seems so unlikely that he's going to be bluffing in this spot. I think I have a bunch of other hands that I can call with, so I end up just folding. Weird hand all around. Not really sure what he's repping on the turn with the raise. I would be calling almost all rivers, and this is one with that sizing that I just decided to make a fold. Last hand of note on this short 20-minute session, the cutoff limps at 2-5. I make it $20 with ace deuce of clubs from the small blind, and the big blind makes the call, and the limper folds. Flop comes down 10-5-4 rainbow. I bet $15 on the flop, another down bet in this spot, and the big blind makes the call. Turn is gin, offsuit 3, and now I trying to decide what I want to do with my range. It does bring it back to a flush draw. I think I want to do some overbetting here, but I'm honestly not really sure what I want to be doing. I did decide on a slight overbet, betting $95, and he kind of quickly almost min raises. And now I have to decide what to do in this spot. Another kind of awkward spot. I think I should be calling with almost all of my hands in this spot. But then something happened. My name got called and my passport was ready. So I have to just jam it in and to end the hand as quickly as possible because I can't call and then play some rivers. So I jam it in. I quickly put my computer down and run up to the front to get my passport and come back to see that he actually had the same hand. He had ace deuce also. So we end up chopping that pot, but just kind of funny that the hand happened as my passport was ready. And ended up playing this quick session here and losing $170 in this very brief session, obviously. Gonna get in the Uber now and head to the airport and play in the airport as long as I have some time before the flight. All right, I've arrived in Miami. This is a huge airport. I don't think I've ever been here before. It took me like 25 minutes to walk to the next terminal. Gonna go over some of the hands I played in the quick 1 hour session I played in the Philly airport. So second session of the day. Got about an hour's worth of hands in. So let's get into them right away. Played 6 tables or so, I think most of the time. Action was good, obviously. First hand comes up at 1-2, folds to the button, who makes it $6. I call from the big blind with ace-8 offsuit. Flop comes down king 9-8 rainbow. I check, he bets $10 into 13. I have bottom pair, but I think I have to continue, so I make the call. The turn card, turn and trips here, 8. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead here with this card. I think it's gonna hit me more often than him. So I bet $10 and he makes a pretty quick call. River's an offsuit jack, and I think now at this time, I wanna go with a big bet size, so I go ahead and bet $70 and he makes a snap call, and he has 8-6 offsuit, so he actually had trips also. Pretty surprising for him to show up with that hand, obviously, but nice for us to have the better trips in that spot. Next hand, another 1-2 hand. The button limps in. I make it $10 with ace queen of hearts from the small blind. The big blind makes a call and the button actually folds, so we're gonna take this flop heads up, which comes king 7-3 with 2 hearts. I have ace queen of hearts, so flop the nut flush draw. I go ahead and bet $6, small bet, and the opponent raises to $23. He's got $22 and change, something like that. He's got $80 behind, so I go ahead and just jam it in there, and he snap folds. So good result there. Obviously, I assume we have the best hand when he snap folds, but I'm not really sure if he's just raising to see where he's at type thing. But nice to win the pot uncontested. Hand 3 is a bit of a weird one in this session. Middle position player limps in, and I am in the cutoff with king jack offsuit, decide to raise to $8. The limper is the only caller. Flop comes down jack 7-3 rainbow. He checks, I bet $6, and he check min raises to $12. So there's a couple different things that happen here when people check min raise in these spots. Either they have really strong hands, or they have kind of see where they're at type hands, or some random bluffs, obviously. So there's a couple different strategies you can employ. You can either put in a 3-bet, or you can just call. I think just calling makes sense a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and just call. Turns an offsuit queen, not my favorite card. My opponent continues betting. He bets half pot here, and I think I have to continue, so I just make the call. River's a 10, another not so great card, I think. So I think he's gonna have a hand like queen jack or jack 10 a fair amount. He bets a half pot again. Really weird spot. I'm getting a good price. I think I should probably be calling here, but I end up folding. Not really sure I like my fold. I think I should just call, kind of see what he's up to pretty much, and get some more information. He's playing on 2 tables, so get some information. I have position on both their spots, and I think the price is probably right that I should probably just make the call here. A little bit of a funny story here. So yesterday, when I realized at 4 o'clock that my passport was expired, I couldn't think straight for like 20 minutes. I was so upset. I just figured we wouldn't be able to make the trip. I didn't know what I was going to do, and I just couldn't think straight. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the house starts shaking, and now I'm freaking out. The house is shaking, and there's a loud sound, and it sounds like an airplane's about to crash into the house. And so I go running out the front door. Ava comes running down the stairs, and apparently it was because they had fighter jets or whatever fly over the stadium for the Eagles game. They flew directly over my house and just shook the house. So now I'm all going crazy. So then today I'm at the airport, and I'm playing my session. I'm about halfway through the session. I'm right by the glass by the window, and all of a sudden I hear that sound again. And this time I'm like, okay, well, I'm at the airport. There's a plane, obviously. The whole place is shaking, and it's those same fighter jets taking off down the runway. 4 of them go flying out. I wish I got a video of it because it was pretty crazy, but just pretty funny that happened 2 consecutive days. All right, back into our hands here. This is a 50-cent $1 hand. I raised to $3 with pocket 10s. The player on the button puts in a 3-bet to $7.50. He's got about $40, I think, and have some history with this player, so I had to just jam it in there with the pocket 10s. He snap calls with 10-9 of hearts. Good situation for us to be in. He flops a gutter, turns a pair, but river is a brick, and we'll take this one down. Next hand comes from 1-2. The cutoff min raises to $4. The small blind makes the call. I'm in the big blind with ace, king of spades, and put in the 3-bet. I make it $24 to go. Cutoff folds, and the small blind makes the call. The flop comes down queen 5-4 rainbow, and he checks. I'm going to go ahead and continue betting here. It's a good flop for my hand. Have 2 overcards, obviously blockers to ace queen and king queen, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, all that good stuff going on. Plus, obviously, the 3-bet lead. So I go ahead and bet $16, and the player makes a call. Turn card's one of those cards that brings me a bunch of outs. It's the 3 of spades. So we have a flush draw, nut flush draw, and a gut shot. And this time, the small blind decides to lead for $32. So a couple different directions I can go here. Kind of think he's full of it, so I just want to jam and put most pressure on. I think that's probably the best option. You can also call and then play some river cards, but I decided to just go for the full pressure on him and jam, and he snap folds. Last hand of note in this abbreviated session, folds me on the button at 1-2. I raised to $6 with ace king offsuit. Both the small blind and the big blind call, so we're taking this flop 3 ways. Flop comes down ace jack 8 with 2 clubs. The small blind checks, the big blind leads for $4, and he's got a pretty short stack, so I make a raise to about $17, and he makes the call. Small blind folds. Turn card's a king, give me 2 pair. He checks, he's only got about $40 left, so I go ahead and just jam it in. He thinks a little bit and then makes the call. He has king 6 of clubs, so we're just trying to fade a club here, which we unfortunately do not do on the 10 of clubs. To lose that last pot and wrap up our session because it's about time to board the flight to Miami, which we're here now, obviously. But it was a good session overall. Won $400 in the airport. So overall for the day, I think I lost about $170 in that first session at the customs place, whatever it's called, the passport agency, and then won $400. So $230 unexpectedly playing in Philly. While waiting for flights. Good times. Now we're going to get on the flight to Aruba. I just realized I don't think I even told you guys why I'm going to Aruba. That's probably should tell you that. So there's a WSOP Circuit event in Aruba, but it's also last month was Jody and mine 10-year wedding anniversary. So we're taking a family trip and everything, and it's going to be a fun time. So we will see you there.
Welcome to Aruba. The local time is 9:45.
Hello. Look, I'm here. We made it.
What a disaster.
I made it. I made it. Oh. No, I just saw her. Cam.
What's this?
Hi, Cam. I made it. Hey, listen. I'm so happy that I'm here. Yeah, you want to do the you want to do the sign up? You haven't done it in a while. I'm excited to show you guys Aruba.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment down below, give me a big thumbs up, and buy YouTube out.
So I'm gonna spend the next few days exploring and then play the tournament. Thank you guys as always, and we'll see you next time.